Hi there, I'm April from The Moon is My Calendar, and this is a video to explore the elemental nature and the elemental astrology as it relates to the sign of Virgo. And I'm recording this video right before the new moon in Virgo, so I wanted to take this chance really just to honor this season, this time, and explore the themes through the lens of elemental astrology. So all of the elements go in a sequence and in order. The astrological signs follow that sequence, and the moon also moves through those signs every lunar cycle. So this new moon is in Virgo, and that is an earth sign. So tropical astrology, there's the four main elements that start with fire, move through earth, the fire going up, the earth coming down, then air again going up, and then water coming down over and over. So in addition to the elements, there's also the modality, which is how that element expresses itself. So that the way that earth expresses itself is in through three different modalities. The way each element goes through three different modalities. And the first one, the first modality or mode really way that it expresses itself is cardinal, is starting out. And these modalities, this sort of trinity of three, for me is really what I love, even beyond astrology, but just with bringing it into the understanding of astrology. A lot of people I've talked to are like, oh, I've never heard of the modalities. And I'm like, that's why I love astrologies, the elements and the modalities. Because it brings an understanding of how energy moves through life, how energy moves through seasons, how when we can be in a certain modality, what are the gifts of that modality, and what are some of the real challenges. So just to highlight, I'll go more in depth. I teach more about this and more in depth, but just to give this an overview of the modalities, there's the cardinal, which starts out. There is the fixed, which stabilizes. And then there is the mutable that shifts. So there's a starting, a stabilizing, and then a shifting. Virgo can also be called mutable earth. So Virgo is an earth sign that shifts things, seasonally shifts things from summer to fall. In another sense, it shifts the form. Any earth signs are related to the body, anything that's tangible, concrete, something that has a form. So Virgo shifts the form of the harvest. So what has been grown throughout a whole season, then in Virgo time and season, that harvest then needs to be processed in some way, either cooked and eaten, or dried, or canned, or in some way preserved, or in some way given to the body then to digest. And even that process of digesting is taking a form and breaking it down into smaller pieces, into ones that can be that are useful, that are of service in some way. And these are all like very Virgo words. But I want to move away from the words and into visual. So visual language of expressing the who is Virgo, what is Virgo, how is Virgo in its through color and form. So this is the 2023 Lunar Wall Calendar, and in it last year I created elemental artwork for each of the signs and the modalities. And so I just wanted to share the one for Virgo. First I'll show just in here. So moving from Leo to Virgo. This is the calendar artwork. And so this is a different kind of earth. Earth at the beginning of the spring is a lot more green. And this is golds and browns and really reflects the time of year. So the whole art, the original artwork, the whole piece is a lot bigger. And there's seeds. So there is what's being given back. I mean, seeds are that service to life. Seeds are what continue life in the plant and any life form that then gives of itself to continue life. So there's seeds, and this feeling of this almost like, if you think of any grains or wheat or even like garlic or onions or things that to when they're dried are braided together. And so this braiding, this weaving, and this finding this rhythm with harvest, that has a sense of putting things in their place, that there's an order. And just like with hair or things that, to braid or to have things that feel like there's this sense of being like combed through and given a way that all the individual pieces all come together and work as a whole. So that is a way of feeling into Virgo. And so just even beyond words, there is this sort of this dance, this movement, this like opening up and releasing, this giving back of the seeds, the drying out. And so to work with this energy of Virgo, and whether it's the new moon or whether, the energy is always present, it just gets highlighted or up to the surface, or at times in our life, and especially this time of year when for many people there's going back to school, whether you have children or there's children in your life, or you're a teacher or you are a student. This how to shift rhythms and shift what may have worked in the summer that may not work in the fall. So things like just having a daily, and I hesitate to say routine because it doesn't need to necessarily be strict. These are rhythms that are responsive. To care for the body, someone coming back to like almost just the basics of how do I care for my skin? How do I care for my teeth, for my hair? Sort of doing like a health check. That's helps Virgo to feel like really settled of, am I getting like nutrients and supplements, and do I need a checkup? Like just checking in on yourself, on those things with the body. And that can also be for like the health of the garden. Like, what is this time of year? What are the needs of the earth and the plants? So the other themes to look for are like almost like energy management of, yes, there's the body, but there's also the like this time of year, where is my energy going? And to be very mindful, because it's often a time of year where people do get sick, going like the back to school time. And sometimes it is because like there's a lot of change all at once. And to be able, working with astrology, working with the lunar cycle can really help to support when there's times of change and transition, to sense, okay, well, there's a time of things starting out. There's a time of things of just needing to like stabilize. And there's a time where things are shifting. How am I working with all of those energies to support whatever season of life that you're in? So one little recommendation is something that I put in my new moon calendar journal down here. It's like a little pie chart to even just look at where are the primary areas of your life, what is your energy going towards, how much of that, where is there room for more, like to take on new things, and where is there really just like too much trying to be all squeezed in. And so one of the gifts of Virgo is really being able to prioritize and being able to see like what's working, what's not working, and actually learning to focus on the things that are working and to support those rather than just only seeing the things that are not working. There's such a fine-tuned sense to detail. So that's just one recommendation to get a sense of like the totality, the whole, and what are all the little pieces of the whole in your life right now, where your energy and your attention and focus are going, with the goal to really help to connect with what will support you being of service. And often that is first taking care of ourselves. And this work and working with elemental astrology, working with the lunar cycles, is something that helps us connect with natural rhythms, which are just going to be supportive because they let us know that there is a time for being awake, for being alert, for being on, and there's a time for being quiet and for digesting and for resting and being off. And so all of these are needed for this dance. And so may Virgo and this new moon time give you a sense and a chance to reset your rhythm, to get in sync with yourself and with cycles, so that you can be of service and find more ease and flow, and that the energy is available to give to those people and things that you truly love.